Tech Tuesdays. My name is Dewiel, Application Engineer and Solid Edge Specialist. Today we are going to look at driving Solid Edge like a pro. The last couple of weeks we've been doing a getting started with Solid Edge and the simple foundational packages, the foundational approach, sticking at the basics. Today what we want to start is start looking at driving Solid Edge like a pro. So we want to take it a little more out of the box, make it ours, take some ownership of it. Well, this Tech Tuesday is brought to you by CamLogic. Just a real quick overview of who we are and what we do. We were founded in 1995. We are headquartered in Oxford, Michigan. We handle the Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan territory, basically the Great Lakes territories. And we provide engineering hardware and software to folks. If you look at our offerings, we can divide them best by in three categories. One is 3D scanning, the other one is CAD, and the other is 3D printing. And these all work in harmony with each other. On the CAD side, we are a Siemens business partner, so we have all of the Siemens line, and this has included the NX, the Solid Edge, the FEMAP, the Team Center Express, CAM, NX CAM, all of those, and then we also carry Esprit as well. On the 3D printing side, we are a Z Corp dealer, and that allows us to take that physical model that we have, or the virtual model that you've just created, and you get to put that in the machine. And I can't highlight this enough. To be able to put your model in that machine, have the printer print it, and then to pull that model out, hold it in your hand, be able to take it to a trade show, be able to take it to a design review, anything like that. Very, very powerful software. Very, very powerful tools. Now the next thing we have is our 3D scanning, and this kind of goes into our reverse engineering. You can do it either way you like. You can use it for quality. You can use it as a CMM to go out there and to make sure your parts are good as they come off the line, or you can take an old part and you can scan that, and then you can go out and rebuild that. How are you going to rebuild it? Right back through the NX and the Solid Edge, and then if you'd like to see that part, how would you like to see that part, or take it to a show, right to the Z printer. So this runs in a continuous circle. So today we're going to talk about driving like a pro, and we want to take the Solid Edge, use it as to the best of our abilities. What we're going to do is we're going to look at full screen, radial tool menus, auto dimensioning. We're going to talk about that, preset view overrides, make the most properties, that type of stuff. So let's go ahead and go, and I'm going to get started out here on the Solid Edge pretty much as it comes straight out of the box. And a lot of people will stay at this level, and this is a great way to begin, but I just want to get people a little past this. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to build a scenario into where I want to make a part, and I've got to put some material to it. I want to save it as a picture. Of course, I got to go draft it. I've got to set some dimensioning on it. There's some things that I want to do with this, so I'm going to go take my Solid Edge the way it is, and I'm going to enhance that as I go out. The first thing I want to do is go to my application button, and I'll go to my properties. Now, anything that I want to set up that I might want to use later on, I can put up in the quick access toolbar. So I can right click on something such as this file properties, and I can add that to the quick access toolbar. Now that just keeps me from digging all the way down here every time I need to go do something. So I'm going to add my file properties, and if you follow my cursor in the upper left hand corner, you'll see that the file properties are sitting right up here ready to go. So I want to set that up and have it like that. Now, one of the other things I want to do is I want to set my view, and I'm going to do some view overrides. And I'm going to go to my styles, And I'm going to look at my styles. Now right now I've got a default high quality and rendering. We'll talk about those in a second. But what I want to do is I want to make a new one. And in this case I'll just call it working or default or anything that I like. And I'm going to go set this the way I want it to look. Now in this case I'm not going to have it drop a shadow. The background, instead of the charcoal gray to the white, in this case I'm going to go white to white, and that's just going to set that out. And I'm going to apply that to here. So now you'll see this in a second. Here's my default and here's my working setting. This allows me to get this started. Now the other things I want to do is to talk about synchronous technology. We just can't highlight this enough, the power of the product. And I want to show you this is I want to start drawing. I'm going to make a simple plate just for this demonstration. I'm going to start drawing out on this plane, and we'll just lock right to it, find the center, and drag off our overall size of what we're doing. Now I'll go ahead and dimension this. Now you can put out, you can do this any way that you like, any way that the need arises. One, you can use auto dimension. Of course, that's found under sketching, under IntelliSketch, and you can turn on auto dimension. That means anything that you draw will automatically be dimensioned. You might not want that all the time. You might want to draw and then come down and add dimensions, and that works just as well. But I want to go change a few more things, and I'll show you one other professional, if you will, way to do this. Now, you see me coming up and working with my sketch and my tools and the things up here. There's another way to do this, and that's just simply by holding on the right mouse button and using the radial toolbar. Now the radial toolbar is already up here. I've got some lines, circles, and I've got some squares. So in this case I want to use that, and if I have my radial tool menu here, I really don't need this. So I can take my top ribbon and I can double click and I can use that. Of course we're looking like a pro, so the prompt bar down here I don't use as much, because we're talking about the pros, we're talking about we know what we're doing at this point. So I'm going to go minimize the prompt bar, thus giving me a nice amount of real estate on my screen. So I'm going to come back over and I'm going to type in the diameter of this circle, 1 inch, and I'm going to go put that out here, and I'm going to set it there, and I want you to see this, that even though we're skewed, if you will, on here, that the solid edge will go ahead and put that out just like if you were in traditional. Now to this I want to add a tool up here called Relationship Assistant. Now, a lot of people don't use that, but that's another way to do that, and that's already been added up here to my Quick Access toolbar. So I'm going to go to my Relationship Assistant and go to my options. And I just want you to see this on the geometry. I'm just asking for relationships for the horizontal, the tangent, key point, and most importantly on the equal. On the dimensions, I just want the diameter of circles, length of lines. That's all I want. So I'm going to have Solid Edge take this and run this out for me. So I'm going to have Solid Edge run this out for me, and you'll be able to see that it put my dimensions right out here as I needed them. So Solid Edge is going to go run this out, and it's going to go run this out and bring this right over. If you look at this 6.65, I might just want to just change that to a 6. This 9.5, I just might want to change that to a 10, and I want to be done with that. Now, the important thing about this is to be able to take this 1 inch that we have over here, and I want you to see this and pay special attention to this 1 inch that we've got. Relationship Assistant has gone out and made all of these equal. So as I have this and I move, or in this case I use my middle mouse button and I change the dimension on this, I can expect all of those to change. So I'm basically laying out this plate as to the way I want it, but I'm also laying out the design intent. So if I want this 1 1/8 inch, I can go set that to 1 1/8 inch, and I know they're all going to move. Now, using this synchronous technology, I'm just going to swipe this, take my grab and go tool, come down 1 inch, and have the part ready to go. Now, I'll take these regions as well, and I'll hit the space bar, and that just allows me to pick the regions, other regions as well. So I just want the other regions. If I have to wait for quick pick, I can wait for that. And I'll just come down to the side and bring that down right there, bring that exactly where I want to. Now, based upon that, my tools are right here, and I want you to see a professional type workflow is that here are my holes. Okay, now these were cutouts that I put, but I want to put a hole. I'm going to put a hole right on this plane, and I'll go set this out for a 1/2 inch counterbore. All of my tools are right up here, and I want it to go through all, and I'll go set that right down there in the center, and it's going to go right over there. Now, the nice thing about this is, as I come up, if I forget something, it's very, very easy for me just to come back up to the toolbar and to work with the tools that I need. One of the nice tools in ST4 is the ability to do face relate to geometry. So I can take this face and relate it to the side. Remember I said I wanted that in the middle, and I didn't put it there right offhand, but I went back and decided to correct it, and now I could go put that in the middle even after the fact that it was already done. So it's going to allow you to do that in a very, very quick way. Now, back up to our properties. Remember we said we were going to make this part, one of the things I would like more people to pay attention is the properties. If you think of a 3-legged stool, one is the geometry. This is rectangular. It's got holes in it. We can see this. But the other is the properties. What did we make it out of? Who did we make it for? When is it being shipped? Why did we make it? Those things that I would like more users to pay attention, better attention to. So while this is just a simple plate, it still is important as to what we make it out of. So we're going to go right up top to our material table that we already pulled out. We're not going to go hunt for it again on a daily basis. We're going to go right up top and go to our material table, and we're going to pull off a material. In this case, I'm just going to make it steel. So I'm going to make that steel, and I'm going to apply that to it, and it's actually going to change the look and the texture and the strength of the part that we just did. So it's going to actually come out looking more like steel. Well, we can do this in ST4 because we've improved the way the video is shown. So if I look at this, the way the video is generated, the image, if you will, the way the image is generated has been improved greatly. So I can show a whole lot more details, and I'm going back over here to my default. You can see how my default would look. I can go over to my rendering. Rendering is going to look pretty darn good, and I'm going to go over to my high quality. Now my high quality is going to look in just exceptionally cool setting like that, giving me everything that I want. Back over here to the working, and I'm back ready to go and keep going. Now I want to take and I want to save this file. I'm going to hit Control M, and that just gives me a fairly good thumbnail position when I save my preview. So I'm going to Control M or Control I. It's completely up to you. And then I'm going to hit Control S. Okay, a simple workflow. Both of my hands are on the keyboards working at the same time here. And I just simply title this in. So we're going to call this mounting plate. Okay, and we can fill this out, and a lot of people skip over this, but who's the manager that we're making it for it. Now, the company you can put in, don't put your own company in, okay? We know that, whose company you work for. You can put the company, the customer in, or you can put it the vendor that you bought it from. Those are up to you, but if you'd like, you can put that in there. And then on the comments, something like this, I can say, file rough edges, okay, or order in lots of 12, order early, anything like that that helps me. Also, I can do categories. Now, these are predefined, and you can define those in a list. Hardware, structural, purchased in-house. I think we're going to go ahead and purchase this plate. So I can go put all of this down there. Also, on the custom, I can use custom properties as well. For instance, I'm worried about the ship date on here, and I'll change this from text, the type from text to date. And when I do that, I'll bring this out. Up will pop my calendar. It has to go on February 17th. I'll add that, and that ship date now becomes just as important as did we make it out of steel or rubber. It is going to be that important. Well, now that we have that, there's a couple things I want to do with this, and I want to right-click, and I've already set this up where I want to save as image, okay? And you see that we said we wanted to draft it and save it as image and do that. Now, I want to show you very, very quickly how I set up the radial tool menu. I just want to right-click, and I'm going to go to Customize the Quick Access Toolbar, or I can customize the ribbon as well. But in here, I'm going to have the keyboard, the quick access, the ribbon, and then I'm going to have the radial menu. And that's the radial menu I want. Now, as I do this, I want to go commands not on the ribbon. Okay, so the ribbon was up top, and I want to look at the commands that weren't up top. And I'm going to just put my cursor there, and I'm going to type in S, and that's going to take me down to the S's, and I can just run that right down until I see Save as Image. When I see Save as Image, I can just drag that right into place. Now, in this case, I might have something else like this, Save As, okay? And I don't do so many extrusions, so I'm going to go put that right there. So I have Save as Image and Save As. As I close this, it wants to remember this to a theme very, very quickly. Very, very strong, very powerful. I can change themes at a heartbeat. So I can, right now I'm on theme 4. I've got other demos or other themes that I've set. Even if I have a new worker, I can only give them so much to work on. I can put that there as well. So I can change, I can save it to a theme, and I can change themes in a heartbeat. Again, we want to drive this thing like a pro, like the pro that we are when we work with Solid Edge. So I've got this right now, and what I want to do is I want to go out and I want to save as image. Now I'm going to do a couple things right over here, and we'll call this plate. We'll call this plate, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG, but one of the things I want you to see this, do you see the default high-quality rendering working? I can save this in the high-quality setting without changing this back, and I can just save this right off, and it's going to go save off as a high-quality image. Very strong, very, very powerful set of tools built into the Solid Edge to keep you flowing through this. I'm going to right-click at this point, and I'm going to go out and create that drawing that we talked about. And without running the Drawing View Creation Wizard, I'm going to let Solid Edge go draft this part. Now, this draft isn't all the way done, but it's about 85% there, just at a click of a button. A couple of things that I want to do at this point. I want to go out and I want to retrieve some dimensions. Okay, so I just want to look at this, and I'll pick up those dimensions, and I'll pick up that dimension, I'll pick up this dimension. So I just want to retrieve dimensions. Now, the dimensions I picked up were small. You know, if you print this out, you could see this. I'm a little bit older. I can't see this as well as I like. I'm going to use a tool called Smart Select. Okay, and by Smart Select, it's going to go pick up every single element off of this page, and then I now get to go bump up the geometry, or bump up the text. We can arrange those, at any way that you like. We have a saying over at CamLogic that a picture's worth 1,000 words and a model's worth 1,000 pictures. So what I want to do is I just want to take this and bring this view over, and I'm going to go ahead and shade this and pop up an ISO just so you can see that right up there. Broken out section, you can use this any way that you like, but I would really like to see more customers use this. And I'm going to do a rectangle by 3 points. I'm going to touch that circle, and it's going to automatically find the edge of that. I'm going to bring it over, bring it down. Now all that has to be is enclosed, and I'm going to take that rectangle down to about this level, just so you can see that, and I'm going to apply that broken out section to that side. So when I work with this now, I can actually show exactly what I've got. And I can look at this. One of the really nice things to do is to take this and just take a simple hole cut out. And again, let solid edge do the work. You don't need to go back and redefine the wheel once you get this done. You can have this the way that you like. Okay, so what did we do? Very quickly, we went full screen. We used a radial tool menu. We did our auto dimensioning. We talked about that. You can have auto dimensions if you like. Use those preset overrides that you got. The boss comes by, you want the rendering, you want the nice picture, you can do that. You want to just work at the regular screen, you can do that. And again, those properties, that's the second leg of this three-legged stool that a lot of people tend to miss. So please use the properties. Now, from here, what would you like? We'd like to know. If you have something, please contact us at support@camlogic.com. Please come to our training sessions. Everything that we've talked about here can be found in the training sessions. They can be trained as part of a comprehensive, or they can be trained as almost an a la carte. You tell us what your need. Our applications engineer will fill in the rest and give you an expert training session. Just remember, the videos that we're doing today can be posted, will be posted on YouTube within 24 hours at the CamLogic channel. So youtube.com, user CamLogic. You can go out there or visit our webpage, camlogic.com, and click on the YouTube button, and it will take you out to our website as well. Again, contact us for further support. Anything that you need, we are here for you. Well, thank you for your time. Again, this has been another successful Tech Tuesday brought to you by CamLogic. Please join us next week, and we'll discuss other topics. Thank you very much.